Okay, great morning. It is Tuesday, August 20th. Oh, I have a sip of my coffee. So let's begin. Topic of the day. Ruffle shuffled the cards, and this is what it came out to be today. Talking about clarity of belief. Okay. So are you clear in your belief system, or is it skewed? Okay. In order to get to clarity, there is a path forward. Okay. What it takes is, number one, rest and rejuvenation, being able to still, being able to look at, being able to confront and question what is arising. Okay. Next we have material and spiritual prosperity. Oh, now this is one of my favorite topics. It's kind of like what I went off on the other day about the evil angels, evangelicals, evil angels, and this whole thing in the New Age movement too of prosperity, material prosperity. Nowhere in any of the sacred teachings does it talk about material prosperity being paramount. It talks about spiritual prosperity, okay? And what is true spiritual prosperity? What is genuine prosperity? Is it the things you gather and collect? Okay? The things which now I'm trying to get rid of because it's just a lot of clutter. Okay, so what is it? Well, it's path through the 7 seals, the Kundalini path, which takes you in the end. Where is the end point of this path? Where is the end point of this path of energy that awakens? And it's like the Bible talks about the Holy Spirit, that rushing fire, the tongues of fire that were above the heads, this rushing spirit that goes through, and it eventually takes you to silence, okay, where one becomes one in the universe, that zero. One goes not to the one goes to become the zero. Okay, so what is Kundalini? What is that energy? What does it do? What is it about? What are the chakras and all of these things, that are spoken about? Okay. Well, this is the journey to find out about the clarity. The clarity. Okay. So I'm going to read today, it's coming up. I'm going to read from my book, Kundalini from Hell to Heaven. And I'm going to go through what the purpose of Kundalini is and what are the 7 realms or layers of consciousness that one processes through to get to realization, to get to clarity. Okay? So what is this journey about? So let me turn this on so I can have a little light here. Okay, so what is the purpose of Kundalini, this awakened energy, this divine spirit that becomes paramount? Kundalini is a concentrated, moving energy. It moves through the mental, emotional, physical, and causal bodies. This energy or moving conscious awareness travels through the body systems and activates all the cellular memories, all the conscious and unconscious held knowledge and beliefs. So it is going to challenge every belief system you have ever had. It is going to bring it up point blank to be seen and navigated through to see if it is true or if it is false. Okay. Once begun, it travels through the bodily system and the 7 layers of conscious awareness, bringing to consciousness directly through symbolism, feeling, and thoughts everything that has been perceived, stuffed, held, or believed for review and discrimination. It is a process of being able to see all the causal avenues and to clear them. Once more, going back to what is termed original mind, or clarity, or self-realization, or the enlightened state of being. In seeing and confronting directly the causal conditionings that create ego, identity, and bondage, they lose their hold and are transcended. Within the last step of being drawn into Source, or the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, they are in essence shattered and no longer valid to your experience. And this is why it's termed Nirvana, being blown out. All of these held conditionings are, the illusion of them is seen. Okay. This is why there is so much bodily activity and pain due to the opening of cellular memory. It, of course, will pass, as do all things. But what is important is not to focus on attempting to move more energy from blockages, but to relax and be able to diffuse it. Okay? Be able to diffuse it by understanding it. Then the blockages are opened and transcended. Okay. Once Kundalini is activated, what is needed is to relax, again, learn to walk the middle path of balance. The Kundalini will move of its own accord. Your mission is to simply see what is rising and to continue to diffuse it by understanding and to surrender. Okay? It's not by trying to gain material goods, powers, dramas. That is not the way forward. That is such a huge stumbling block that people get themselves within. Okay, let's go forward. Kundalini is not positive or negative within itself. It is neutral. It is sattvic in nature. It is your attention that perceives it as positive or negative. Once again, Kundalini is a process of bringing up all the cellular memories of self and the evolutionary mind of mankind to be dealt with and walked through. It takes you through the 7 levels, realms, or layers of consciousness to walk through every paranoia, fear, illusion, play, egoic ideation, conditioned response, and concept that you have ever held or encountered. Yes, all of those rise and hit you directly point blank in the face. Okay? So it's not an easy journey. So once begun, it cannot be closed. And this is the caution I have for people. If you are not ready to go the whole of the way, for Pete's sakes, don't try to open Kundalini, because it is a difficult journey. This is why it is imperative to have a Kundalini completed teacher that accepts the responsibility of helping you to completion. The guru not only guides the sadhaka, but by their presence also helps to balance and accelerate their growth. This has inspired this book because there are so many that are lost within the midst of Kundalini awakenings. To wander through it alone can be truly attempting to navigate a hell realm and a maze that can keep circling endlessly. What I offer is a way through the maze and realms to liberation instead of madness. Okay. So, let's go forward. What are the 7 realms or layers of consciousness? Okay, aka the chakra system. Now, this is where I get a little perturbed. Okay, I get a lot perturbed about so many books on the market about Kundalini. They don't know jack about Kundalini. Okay, they haven't gone through it. They're regurgitating what they've read, or they're in the midst of the journey. You know, you can't really write effectively about something until you've completed it, until you've mastered it. You've gone beyond. You understand the ins and outs of it. So what are these levels and layers that one passes through? Let's go forward. Within some Buddhist studies, the layers of consciousness are called realms. Within Hindu texts, they are called chakras. The realms or layers of consciousness hold personal and also mass mind awareness or planetary consciousness as well. What you are traversing is the planetary karmic path and evolutionary mind, as well as your own identification within it. We will go through each of these layers. In each of the layers, you will more than likely process through your positive ideations and feelings within it, as well as the darkened ideations or colorizations of a negative nature. Remember this, that in the end, all comes from source. The positives and negatives are created and sustained by mind, body, emotional attachments to persona. Okay? Once you have broken through the persona attachment, then the conditionings attached will also shatter and be cleared. As the Kundalini process continues, each layer of consciousness encountered will bring forth feelings, symbolism, dreams, direct cognitive experiences through form and within thought to be seen and confronted. Eventually, it will reach a point in which one must see through the illusion of it and dispel it by surrender 100% to source within. You cannot hold anything back to continue to be a self-identifying co-creator, or shall we say that they like to use this, I'm a co-creator with God. No, that goes. The only existence is that divine is. Okay, this sense of personal identification as something separate vanishes. Okay, that illusion, and that's what holds all these bondages in place. It's illusion. There's a room, it's called ill, starts with illusion. It's a fantasy, but you have adopted it as reality. Okay, this is why the thing that one finds at the end of the journey, what you needed to be free from was the mind manufacturing the stories of this identification with a vehicle that one uses, okay, to be able to access the experiences in this realm. But this is like a car. You get in and out of your car. You are not the car. The car allows you to get from one place to another, just as this vehicle allows you to access this realm of experience. But you are that force. You are that divine life which activates this vehicle. Okay, so let's go forward. Number 1, chakra. Mindset or realm to transit is that of survival. Okay. The first level you will transit is that of survival, maintaining your life. This brings up all the fears that are concerned with enough money, food, shelter, keeping yourself safe. This will bring forward the fight or flight response. You may become concerned with self-survival, also with planetary survival. Be aware what may arise are fears and phobias concerning personal safety, also the fear of death. Here is where there is a great emphasis given to taking supplements, exercising, all things that attempt to prolong life. While it is wise to take care of the temple, because we are a temple, there needs to be a balance in all things. This is number 1 basic realm. Now you'll see a lot of the planetary thing as a planetary movement. Now they're going through the basic fight or flight. So as we go through these, you'll recognize the spin that the planet as a whole is going through, the consciousness of mankind is going through. They are starting this journey, starting this journey of planetary consciousness awakening. So most of the mass mind is in realm 1, realm 1, So this is again why I say, you need to take a breath. This too will pass. There's so much more to encounter and go through, This is just step 1. You will get through it, Let's continue forward. A balance in this area is one that sees the continuity of life. Life is eternal, It sees the patterns of change and accepts that death is not the end, but simply a moving onwards to new experience. Life is no longer feared, but entered into fully. So this is where we are trying to get you to go, trying to get you to understand. The vehicle may go, but, the being is eternal. Consciousness is eternal. Number 2, mindset or realm to transit. And you will see that a lot of these are kind of integrated. This is the other one that's being transited now. The realm of sexuality. So we see planetary. If you understand this thing, you'll see how this is working in a planetary mass consciousness. Somebody may be we're all dealing with the mass consciousness that's going on, but you also have individualized consciousness. Where are you at within this of the 7 realms? So let's go forward. The second level is closely integrated with the first, that of sexuality. There could be either overabundance, wherein the sexual energies feel out of control and are indulged in excessively, or it may go the other way where they're turned down or denied. This can be a big trap for many. This is why many gravitate towards the practices being touted as tantric. This type of tantric exercise is a two-edged sword, for it most often is entered into by those seeking a way to use sexual energies to progress. Tantra is not about sexuality. Therefore, Those chasing after this medium will encounter only more bondage. Many think that this sexual energy must become balanced, male-female. That again is a misperception. What needs to be balanced is the outflow. Sexuality is neither to be repressed nor chased after. Once Kundalini begins, balance in all things is required. Repressed sexuality only leads to a mind that runs away in unhealthy avenues. The way to self-realization is not through sexual avenues. Only one whose focus is totally away from self and 100% surrendered within the divine may use this path as a way to liberation. Otherwise, it may become simply another trap of Maya in egoic pleasures in the name of spirituality. Keep your sexuality in balance. Honor your partner. If you're with a partner, honor your partner, okay? Don't use it for selfish means. Don't fear it. Don't negate it. Don't chase after it. Keep it as a part of nature and in balance. Some caught in this realm try to exude sexual appeal and see conquest or clinging as part of their identity. Procreation and having children is a way that some feel able to ensure their ongoing identity. Okay. A balance here is what is needed, regardless of whether one may be in or not in a relationship, but a healthy wholeness may be fully shared within a relationship. A healthy relationship sees and shares on all levels of intimacy. Now, if you are celibate, it's not repressed, you're just a celibate. There is no interest. It's not something you're trying to, put the lid on. Okay? For some, that's a natural state of being, and that's quite fine. If you are whole within yourself, okay, you're quite fine with it, then good. All well and good. Perfect. Number 3 mindset or realm to transit is that of the personal powers. The third level that is transited is that of forming your personal identity and creating success. Becoming either a mover and a shaker or feeling like a failure. Now you'll see a lot of people are accessing a lot of these things at one time. Okay? We have those in the negative spin, like Trump, Epstein, etc. You see them in 3 of these at one time, driven by them, by these excess of, this power, the fight or flight over death, the sexuality, and this personal power, needing to negate others. Okay? So you'll see them in 3 of these, and all 3, they're in the negative spin with it. Okay? So let's go forward. Worrying about the success of yourself, company, country, or world, this is one where status comes into play and also competitiveness. The personal sense creates the need for either status or recognition in competition. This is where the push occurs to have more and be more. There is either being in authority or fearing authority on the negative end. This will either push to establish or tear down. This is the realm of military might and moguls. This is the big egoic realm, a difficult one to traverse, as we are seeing now with all these happenings and dramas that are taking place. Within this realm comes critical evaluation of yourself and others, attempting to come up to a certain level of success. Okay, certain level of success. Those that are not within the push mode are in the ideation of being put down, depressed, have issues with authority. Some will do anything to avoid any level of confrontation. So you can see all these different ones playing out where they are on the spectrum of personal powers. The balance here is where success is not seen as an outside accomplishment, but as simply being who and what you are without any need for external kudos or displays. There is no need to become anything, as everyone is at core level the same essence and valuation. None are higher or lower. So let me read that again. Those that are not within the push mode are in the ideation of being put down, depressed, have issue. Oh, it's not where I want to go. There is no need to become anything, as everyone is at core level the same essence and valuation. None are higher or lower. Okay? So that's what you find. You get to the point of realization and you become the great zero. Okay? People think their ego is going to get some big kudo, some big goody points. No, you become the zero. Okay? So I think I'm going to cut this here and I'm going to restart it so we have part 2. We'll do this in part 2, okay, 2 parts, so that if you are in the midst of this and you don't have time to finish all of this at one time, we'll have a second part. So let me stop this and get this up and we will continue forward.